Hey, what's up, fam? Pre-warning to this chapter, and just to foretell you before it happens, there's only a little bit of salt in this. There's gonna be a tiny bit of salt. Just want you to know, so you don't take it either way. You don't say, "Oh, Rex really liked the chapter," or "Oh, Rex didn't like the chapter." It's gonna be enjoyed it, but with with a grain of salt, as they say. So I like the whole part with the interaction with Hawks and uh, Edgebird. I know his superhero name, and I'm pretty sure I remember his Japanese actual name, but I like to call him Edgebird. So Edgebird and Hawks, yeah, I like the interaction between the two. I like seeing how a little bit more about Hawks when he's not like, man, Endeavor's so awesome. Like I get it. You're a fanboy of him, you looked up to him. That's cool. But his weird douchiness, I think, is what makes him more interesting. And then his explanation to Edgebird on the whole like flying things, like you're bird based. Why the hell aren't you flying in the air? There's so much more you can do purely off of gaining the ability to fly, which is pretty cool. I like that little revelation for him. He's just like one of those like simplistic things. He's like, that's a good point. What the hell am I doing? The saltiness though comes from the panel of it being revealed of his black fallen angel form, and the reason that is the whole thing about Edgebird is he's edgy as hell. He's super like, oh, the darkness, the shadows, the abyss inside of my soul. He's, I mean, it's sometimes it could feel like, God damn, you're trying really hard, but that's the whole point of this character. Like the whole point of the way he does things is he's super edgy. He's like a 15-year-old kid with darkness powers. He's got a living shadow on him. So him literally being made to say like the edgiest teenage YouTube shit that he can. It's like okay, that's it's entertaining, and when he does it, it fits because we all know that he's supposed to do it. And if you remember back when the whole forest portion when they took Bakugo and the League of Villains took Bakugo, you saw like the super shadow version, and it looked really cool. You got a lot of like finer details, and this one like it looked really cool back then, and you have a lot of cool panels of this dude. But this one where it's like, okay, here's this panel where he learns how to, or he shows he's learned how to fly, pretty much, as he puts his dark shadow under his cloak, and his floating kind of like pushes him up, and he kind of can use his wings to glide around. And what was possible with this panel, with the fact that like you can have his hood is kind of raised, and you can see like the eyes of Dark Shadow, at the those sharp like pure white in the darkness eyes, it could have been so much cooler. It could have been like one of those ones where he's like looking down. Edgebird's eyes are shaded out. They got a darkness over them. So you can't really see it, and then you open it, it's just like these white dots or something, and it's extra detailed, and you just see like in kind of like looming from his cloak are these like similar like big sharp white eyes and these dark hands coming out of it, or maybe like, oh yeah, I can apply dark shadow to the cloak, and because of the shape of the shadow it's making, and I don't know, depending on the shadow he's casting is what shape dark shadow is. So it's like, okay, he's kind of cape-like. Maybe his cape kind of like looks like a shadow when he stands. It's made like it's ripped down the back, and that makes it into wings. Uh, it was a smart way to give him flight. I thought that was cool, and it came from a good interaction with an interesting character like Hawks. I just don't like how it was presented. Essentially, I think it was a little bit wasted in terms of how cool it could have looked, especially like let's be real, when they get really really dark, edgy characters can look really awesome, even though it's like, all right, let me see the guy. His name is Blackest Evil, and his malefic darkness world ender form on the back of the midnight uh, shade. You're like, wow, that's trying no hard. Oh, hey, look, he's got a scythe too. But it can look really cool if done right. Even though saying it, you feel like you're reading off of some 14-year-old's DeviantArt. It still looks good a lot of the time. A lot of like edgy shit can look really cool. I don't know. I just think this character who's shown to have a lot of really cool panels, and with his super edginess and previous record of having cool panels, it could have been just looked cooler. That's my only complaint really for this chapter. And I like how like half of this so far has just been me like saying like this could have been so much cooler. This is how it could have been cooler. I mean that's the only complaint. The chapter itself, it was just Hawks explaining it to him and Edgebird being like, all right, show cool, let me show I can fly, and Naval Laser dude kind of screwing with the super black dude. I don't remember his name. Whatever his name was, like Ultra Black, Vanta Black. Actually, that's a pretty cool name too. They're screwing with him. Figured out how to kind of draw him out. I thought that was cool. And then it led up to them like, okay, looks like we're gonna win. And then the Mushroom Chick showed up, and I like the Mushroom Chick's design already. It's kind of cool. If you watched my stream yesterday, I put like a bunch of different mushroom characters on the screen, her included. So she's outread me so far. This chapter was, I liked it. Like you said, my only complaint was they could have made the Black Fallen Angel panel look cooler, but whatever. So it was enjoyable, and but like I've been saying, the matches though for these, for this whole like little tournament they're doing, the chapters don't feel like individual chapters. It feels like he drew. It feels like Horikoshi drew out each round all at once, and then it's just kind of splitting them up because they don't feel like they have that um, kind of like end of chapter, look forward to next chapter to find out thing. It looks like it should still be flowing, which is kind of weird. Like I still need to read round one from start to finish again. Those I think it was what, 3 chapters. Cause I don't know. I feel like it's like watching a movie. Like you watch a half hour of a 2 hour movie like every week. It doesn't feel the same as watching a 4 episodes of a TV show each like one each week. I don't know. It's just a little odd. So yeah, go check this chapter out. Um, it's good. I look forward to the next one. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Were you okay with this? Were you okay with the presentation? Like I said, the only thing that kind of bothered me was the missed opportunity with how cool the Black Fallen Angel panel could have been. It wasn't even a full page. It was like 80% of one page. It should have been. It could have been so much cooler. I don't know. He could have put everything on a widespread, and then just had that one take up like a good chunk of it. But yeah, tell me anything in the comments. I've said it like 3 times. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Subscribe if you aren't. I really would appreciate it. I do mostly manga stuff. Fairy Tail Eden Zero, Black Clover, and soon to be Radiance, the first official French manga turned Japanese anime. I look forward to doing that on a weekly basis. If you already subscribed, thank you very much. Otherwise, have a good day. I appreciate you guys for listening. Thanks.